catch it one time? Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft? All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't.
Hey folks, no crazy, what the fuck, Pizza Man, Diddy Juice clips to start the show tonight. We'll save those for later. If we have any awkward silences or pauses during the show or anything gets boring, I'll save them, so we got something to work with. But either way, folks, welcome to the MCU'S Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. We appreciate all of you that catch us in whatever, form or version that you do. We're hoping that, all of you had a great Friday and have a great weekend. Of course, a lot of you, we have no idea when you're going to catch this. But overall, whether you catch it live or you enjoy it in video form or audio form, do us all a solid. You know how to support us. I don't have to give you all the words and the terms. Just do all that, right? We'd appreciate it. In general, I'm here with my co-host Cyberneticshark. I, of course, am co-host Jeff S.A.K. TrueKnowledge. We're here to hold it down as a twosome tonight, which is not as good as a threesome, but we'll make do. And, we're about to bust off a live review of the 2003 film, The Matrix Revolutions, or The Matrix 3 for other people, with some really exciting two-man drinking games. Shit is going to be lit over here. I'm telling you right now. I hope you took your enthusiasm pill, Cyber, that you borrowed from Andres the nights when he drinks coffee and water when we play drinking games and he gets all fucking geeked out and shit. I hope he was like that one time when he was drinking coffee during the drinking game. Remember, he got all geeked out.
I feel he's like that all the time, though.
Yeah, it's weird. We haven't been talking a lot about his time cop, time lord, alter ego stuff very much, and up until the other night, folks, when I dressed up as a Tusken Raider in training, had I forgotten about the fact that I'm a Tusken Raider in training, translator in training. I'd forgotten about that part of my life. So I'm glad that I was able to bring that back, in a nostalgic way. And hey, what a refresher here to review The Matrix 3 and play drinking games, as opposed to reviewing episode 3 of the Occulti from Gay Star Wars, right? the new subdivision of Disney Star Wars, Gay Star Wars. Yep.
Gay Star Wars, people.
Hey, Cyber, that shit is on fire on YouTube. Every YouTuber under the sun has made a video about the Acolyte at this point.
Nope.
I'm serious. You go down YouTube, your whole feed, like every other third video is about the Acolyte.
Yep.
Shit is crazy, dude. Well, anyway, sir, are you prepared and ready to bust off this massive? Look, I mean, you're holding a guest panel down by yourself. That's a lot of responsibility.
You gotta bust off. Yeah. I'm ready.
I'm hoping that the value you're going to be bringing with your contributions of the guest panel by yourself are going to be at a much different level than Andres' pop culture guy on Mondays when he gives me.
Oh yes. I'll be giving you split personalities tonight.
Oh really? Split personalities?
Yeah, split personalities.
Okay. Well, you know what? I don't mind split personalities in this format and context between me and you. Maybe in some other situations that could be possibly, a spotty situation. But overall, folks, we are here to talk about The Matrix 3, The Matrix Revolutions. We've reviewed the first two films. My first question to you, Cyber, basically is a very simple one. It is your opportunity to flush out whatever thoughts you have about Matrix 1 and 2, right? Going into Matrix 3. Just, whatever you want to dump, right? Since it's just the two of us, you got as much time as you want. Whatever loose stuff or whatever you want to throw out there to build up into the Matrix 3 review, have at it. I'll do the same.
Okay. I mean, so everyone feels that, of course, The Matrix 1 is the best of the series, and that, you know, Reloaded is decent. It's a decent sequel, but that this one kind of falls off. So you have really two really strong stories, really two strong films that have all kinds of great special effects for their time. There's the 4-year gap between Reloaded and, of course, the first Matrix, because that came out in 99. And so we saw a huge, you know, difference in visual effects between the two films. So I think what Revolutions did, even though it was released only a few, you know, about what, 4 or 5 months later after Reloaded, is that I think they did a lot more CGI work leading up to this film to give you kind of an idea of what 3 was going to be like. And I think that they ended up, you know, visually, I thought they did even better with the visuals for this film versus Reloaded. We didn't have quite those scenes like we did in Reloaded where we had that Neo fight with, you know, with Agent Smith, which was very Harry Potter CGI look. And so we had a lot more detailed, you know, coming into this film. So overall, I think that, you know, the first two films really set kind of the story and premise of kind of from, you know, the beginning to, you know, the concluding end of what the Matrix story is. And, you know, the Wachowskis did a good job of bringing that to life, you know, especially with the first film. You know, they really, I felt they advanced it with the second film, you know, giving us more of the real Earth at the time. They gave us, you know, Zion. They gave us more with the machines. They gave us a whole bunch of different things that we hadn't seen in the first Matrix. So with Revolutions going into it, I don't think a lot of people knew what to expect. And there's definitely, you know, the first two films really set a precedent for this film to be high caliber because the first two films were done so well. So my thoughts going into Revolutions, you know, basically were at the time when I went and saw this in 2003 was, damn, those first two movies were fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm hoping this one is good. And when I came out, I was absolutely ecstatic, enthused, and loved this film. I thought it was fantastic. I had no qualms with this one. I actually preferred this one over Reloaded. I preferred it even over the first Matrix. This film I would consider my number one out of the 4 Matrix films. And so, you know, with that thought process going in, you know, you can only think, you know, you can only hope for better and better as you go along with more story. And the fact that they had filmed both of these films simultaneously, I think really helped story because it really was, I feel, a solid story that really, you know, had a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion. I don't think they went off and veered off in these two other sequels and made it not understandable of what the first Matrix was. And so going in, that really, I thought was something else that really I enjoyed, that why these all three meshed really well together. So the first two films, very fantastically done. Really interesting done. And leading into this one, I was really looking for something, and I got it.
Well said, sir. Way to close it out strong on that one. That was really concise. Anyways, what's up, Brian? Brian from Zero Dark Nerdy. What's up, bro? How you doing? Good to see you. Now, sorry about that, folks. We have Warren. We have Warren Marlowe, fellow YouTuber that's supposed to be on the panel tonight, and he's having some weather, Wi-Fi issues or whatever, whatnot. So I'm having to kind of go back and forth with him right now. But anyways, so my only thoughts going into the third film are actually another question for you in the form of my thoughts, right? Just to change things up. First of all, though, we got serious business to get out of the way. I've picked our drinking words, but you get to pick one yourself, sir. I mean, you know, just for this, you know, if there was somebody else here or 5 other people here, they wouldn't get to pick a word. It would just be you. You deserve to get to pick a word, sir.
Oh, excellent.
I'm going with Zion, Matrix, anything, the Matrix, Matrix 1, 2, 3, any combination of all that, machines, and the word agent.
There you go. There you go.
I think those are solid words.
Solid words, folks. Solid words.
But I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. We're still trying to work this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. If I have to pick a word, I'm gonna pick the word Niobe.
Fuck, I gotta spell that shit, motherfucker. It's good thing. It's a good thing I've got a monitor right here with the name on it, where I can look at it and shit and whatnot. Because if I just spell that shit, you bastard, I would not. You'd be over here embarrassing my ass.
It's not that hard to spell, sir. Niobi.
Obi is it easy to spell?
Yeah.
Dude, come on. Niobe is like, you think that's a very easily spelled name?
Niobi. Yes, I do.
You don't see many fucking names that have any kind of combination of I, O, and B, and E, and N in some form.
Well, these days you do.
Well, hey, if we manage to get 2 or 3 drinks out of that word, sir, I'll give you a virtual online live stream StreamYard high five at the end of the show, I promise. All right, so the drinking game is on now. So, like, we are now comfortable to have to drink. Right, you know, so we appreciate you. We love it too, sir. It's nice to be the MCU'S Bleeding Edge, you know, and it's nice to live in the live stream dimension over here with the Matrix Revolutions. You know, we still have, hey, and folks, you know what? Not next Friday, but the Friday after that, we actually have the 4th Matrix film, Resurrections, to review, which I've never seen before. Can't wait. I'm very excited. So, my other question for you, sir, was essentially going off of what you just said a moment ago. What about it specifically do you feel, if you had to nail it, you know, sort of throw it out or narrow it down to 4 or 5 aspects, makes Reloaded considered by so many people a much better film than Revolutions?
5 words, 4 or 5 words that make it better than Revolution.
Aspects. Yeah, parts. You know, reasons. The why. You know, or give me 3.
Unfortunately, I don't agree with that because I don't think Reloaded is better than Revolution.
Tell me what you think there. What those people's reasonings would be. Flip it around like that. Give me 3.
3.
Because I hear it pretty commonly from the people whenever I talk about the M movies, that Reloaded is. You already said something like somewhat similar. Reloaded is considered you know, by the major populace as a
better sequel. Yes,
it is.
I mean, honestly, probably I'm thinking story, action, and I can't really think of a third one. I think that would be the 2 major ones. I don't think there's anything really else to it. I mean, the CGI definitely for its time was probably considered a big plus at the time, but looking at it now and comparing it to like Harry Potter 1 and 2, stuff like that, it was very similar to how that looked, and that was very cheesy. So, you know, I think probably that would be the third aspect, would be the CGI they thought was better in this than the third one, I guess.
Well, to go spin it around back in your direction. What would the aspects be on for you that where you don't agree with that general sentiment about, you know, comparing the 2 films?
Well, 3 to me is better because I thought that we finally got a conclusion. So the story aspect line I thought was better than Reloaded. The aspect of the CGI in 3 was, I think, far superior than 2. You know, with Reloaded. Revolutions had way better CGI simply for the fact the giant Sentinel battle at the end is fucking phenomenal. That sequence, that CGI there was done so well, and those mechs look so badass. I want to buy one if they made them, because that thing is fucking cool. And then in aspects of acting, I just thought that Revolutions had a far superior acting than Reloaded did. There was a lot more emotion. There was a lot more to deal with, death and so forth. So I just thought the acting was better in Revolutions versus Reloaded. So I would have to say the acting, the CGI, and the story were far superior than Reloaded. And that's why I would compare them aspect-wise to Reloaded and Revolutions.
Okay. That's fair. Thank you for answering my question, sir. I appreciate it. You know that I enjoy going outside of the scope of just the one film and kind of, especially of enjoying the aspect of reviewing these multi-part, stories of these films, because it allows us to do a lot of contrasting and comparing and whatnot and things like that, right? It's fun. But, okay, so to start off with, okay, obviously in terms of the cast, we were working with the same, players overall. We got Keanu Beck as Neo, Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus, Carrie Ann Moss as Trinity, Hugo Weaving as Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith as Niobe, Michael Bellucci. Oh, good call, sir. As Persephone. The Merovingian is played by Lambert Wilson. Good name. The Oracle is played by Mary Alice. And the Link is Harold Piradu from Oz. Besides that, of course, you've got Ian Bliss as Blaine. Harry Lennox, pretty standout in the film as Commander Locke. And, of course, the kid is Clayton Watson, Cyber's favorite character, the MVP of the film.
Who?
The kid.
Oh, you know it. Love the kid.
Right? That's what I thought. He's your favorite, right?
Well, no, he's not my favorite character, but I don't find him irritating like everyone else did.
I like Captain Mifune, that's played by Nathaniel Lees. He's pretty dope. I like him. Anyway, so basically, in terms of the production and in terms of the logistics with the film, it was directed, of course, by the Wachowskis, and produced by Joel Silver. Cinematography, Bill Pope. Edited by Zach Steinberg. Music by Don Davis. Production companies, Warner Brothers Pictures, Village Roadshow Pictures, Silver Pictures. Distributed by Warner Brothers. Release date November 5th, 2003. Running time, 129 minutes. The budget was 110 to 150. Box office, 427.3, so almost 430. Pretty solid. Especially since we don't know the accurate, actual budget. It could be in between. It could be 130, between the 110 and 150. That's not bad. Of course, I don't know how Reloaded did. I'm sure it probably did a little better. But that's the layout, in terms of that. In terms of the actual film, I figure before we go ahead and start the review and we go scene by scene and get into the opening, I'll go ahead and play a trailer just to kind of get us going. Uh-oh. We got other new people in the comment section. ZDN, what up? What up, Killer Disciple? Good name. That's dope. I like that. Really cool. Very nice. I enjoy that. Let's see people bringing their friends in the comment section. All right, folks. Get ready for a 2003 level trailer.
The program Smith has grown beyond your control. You cannot stop him, but I can.
And if you fail,
I won't.
Do you know what happened to Neo? He is trapped in a place between this world and the machine world.
Bring me the eyes of the Oracle, and I will give you back your savior.
Mr. Anderson.
Who are you? Look past the flesh and see your enemy. It's impossible. Not impossible. Inevitable.
In less than 12 hours, the machines will breach the dock walls.
If we have to give our lives, we give him hell before we do!
Can Zion be saved?
Tonight, the future of both worlds will be in your hands or in his.
Mr. Anderson, welcome back. We missed you.
It ends tonight. You've never believed in the One.
I still don't. I believe in him.
The dock is breached!
Here they come. Neo is doing what he believes he must do.
If you tell me we'll make it, I'll believe you.
We'll make it. We have to. I don't know what he can do to save us, but I do know that as long as there is a single breath in his body, he will not give up, and neither can we.
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
There you go. Very hard hitting.
Solid trailer.
I was just joking. It was okay. It was not. It didn't shake me or anything, Cyber. All right. So the intro. Okay. Title sequence. We start off with characters. Neo and Link. I hate when I play drinking games. It's like when I'm just like going to say regular words that are benign and don't even have anything to do with it. I'm afraid. I can feel like the nerves, like that. I might be saying one of the drinking words. It happens to me. Anyways, I get like fear. We start off in the medical bay of the Nebuchadnezzar, right? Which I love the name of their ships. They all have really great names. The Hammer, it's awesome. And essentially, Neo's in a coma coming off of, M2. And Link has discovered that Neo's mind is trapped in a place between the M and the real world. So Link communicates with Morpheus and Trinity about Neo's condition, and they kind of formulate a plan from there. In the meantime, we move forward to, Neo and basically the family with, Sati, the child, and her parents, and the trade man, in the setting of sort of like the limbo-like subway station called Mobile Avenue, that I believe is owned, either developed or owned, or didn't develop. The trade man did, but is controlled by the Da Vinci or whatever guy. So Neo learns from Ramachandra that the trade man controls this limbo and serves the Merovingian. Sati and her parents are exile programs seeking refuge in the Matrix, which I thought was a really cool spin. That I thought that was an enjoyable, kind of exchange. That's who they were, right? And basically, Neo is sort of trapped, almost, in this limbo. Right, for almost right from jump in the film. So I'll stop there, sir. That's sort of the opening before we get into the actual rescue mission and the meeting, the first meeting with the Oracle, where they go to see him about Neo. Up until that point, what are your thoughts on that whole intro, sir? Take as much time as you want.
Okay, well, first I must consult with my other half of my brain for him to come out, this other half, to explain their thought process on this portion of the film. And so,
Oh, is this part of the multiple personality
yes, sir. Yes.
complex? Okay, all right.
Yes, it is. Yes. And so, so as he's speaking to me, he basically says that, you know, the intro itself. Oh, sorry, he wanted me to do his voice. In the intro, there's this quite interesting thing going on here. You got a really solid start. First off, you know, you have this really great train sequence. You know, you have that great kind of opening showing Neo still on the slab, along with the gentleman possessed by Agent Smith. And then next thing you know, they're back in the Matrix on this train station. And, you know, you get this introduction to these refugees, like you were saying. That was an interesting twist. And, you know, you kind of go about in the sequence wondering, you know, how many other refugees or what other things are going on in the Matrix that we don't know about. But I did enjoy how, you know, basically Neo is kind of trapped there in this kind of area. You find out about this supposed conductor named the Train Man, who is basically employed by the Merovingian. And you kind of get a good look at this guy, which this guy is not an attractive looking gentleman. This guy is he's like a very oddball looking dude. And, you know, he kind of goes about, I've seen this actor before. He's an interesting actor. He usually plays like bad guy, thugs type of characters. He's kind of like the guy, if you recall, from RoboCop 2, from Last Action Hero, that always plays villains. He kind of reminds me of him, but it's definitely not him. But he's very interesting because you get this odd, interesting idea of that there's more to the Matrix that we didn't know about. That there's this whole other thing that the Merovingian is able to control. And I like that about this part, that you get that kind of interesting information about it. But at the same time, when Neo tries to escape, we see him, and he tries to go through the train tracks, and he just ends up right back where he is. You're like, this is quite interesting for the One. Like, why would the One be trapped here? How is that possible? Especially when he's not jacked into the Matrix. So I thought that was another interesting thing about this sequence, was that it really gave you kind of an idea that anything can happen still in Matrix, even if you're still in the real world. So I really enjoyed the beginning of the film. I thought it was really well done. And I think it had a really great opening that really leads into some great action.
I agree with you. Okay. So, are you back to your actual Cyberneticshark personality? Just to be clear.
Yes.
I want to be able to differentiate. So,
yes.
Yeah, you know, I thought that the whole plot device, if you want to, you know, use that term, I'm using it out of you know, lack of film knowledge. Of the limbo area was very interesting from a sci-fi standpoint, right? From like a, you know, geek sci-fi kind of standpoint, right? Of the whole you know, deal, you know, that interesting aspect of it, where you kind of want to geek out on some aspects of it, the depth of it, right? This created world almost. It's interesting to see in a hypothetical, you know, it would have been interesting to see them go more in the direction of adding another character or two like that, rogue programs and things like that, would not mix them up in a little bit more into the films. I would have liked that, you know, just to give more depth and add more context to you know, the details and like the actual, like, you know, understanding of the M. And, you know, and its inner workings and all that, you know. So I'm not trying to get too meta here, folks, but basically, before we get into the scene where we head in to see the Oracle for the first time, I just wanted to ask you a question, Cyber. I really felt like Jada Pinkett Smith was very, very strong impact-wise in this film. I thought she was. For what they have for secondary characters, I felt like she stood out. It's probably one of her stronger performances that I've seen of her films. Maybe you disagree. I don't know. I'm going to ask you. But I thought not maybe lesser as much. She also had a very solid impact in her opportunities in her short scenes in Reloaded. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
I thought she was an okay secondary character. I didn't think she was anything impactful to the films at all. She definitely was, someone that was there to really kind of help, kind of be a kind of a side kick to Morpheus. I feel kind of giving Morpheus some other interesting kind of details about him, and so I think they kind of created her character to kind of be Morpheus, kind of like, kind of love interest, but at the same time, kind of be like his new kind of like person that would be a part of his group. And so I just think that she was kind of just that offshoot kind of person that ended up being in the film. I didn't think anything she did was super impactful. Definitely, as we get later on into the film, she definitely has some decent scenes that are very interesting, that I think are very action-packed and really well done. But at the same time, I think that it all comes down to, I think that she was just a glorified extra in the film. She wasn't anything of super powerful in anything she did in the film.
Okay. Well, maybe this and my saying that, making that statement, could also be a reflection of my view of the other secondary characters as well. Overall, what I'm saying, in a sort of ranking, formula kind of in a way. But one thing I did think that was cool about her character, I think you probably would agree, was it was very grounded as a female character that was strong, right? And had some ass-kicking scenes. There was no like Avengers Endgame. We've got her back moment type jazz going on with her performance of the character. And I didn't get that vibe off her, as a character, which I dug.
Yeah, she was a normal character in the film. Yes, I agree with that.
At least she wasn't like, woke, like all woke or whatever, whatnot. Strong female.
This is way before woke even started, though.
Well, hey, so you got to say that's why I got to point it out. You got to savor it in the movies that didn't have it.
No.
No. So basically, where we're at in the film is where Morpheus, Trinity, go see Seraph and the Oracle, who I believe is now another actress at this point.
Correct.
Again, yes. They go to the this apartment. The Oracle explains that Neo is trapped in Moby Avenue. She advises Morpheus and Trinity to seek the Morvingians' help. Seraph agrees to guide them. From there, we have the Club Hell scene, right? Which I actually have footage of. It can play. I think will be dope. I've got to check out Dodge too. He's not feeling well. I want to see if he wants to come out to the garage with us. But basically, in the Club Hell scene, we're introduced to the Merovingian, Lambert Wilson, along with his, I believe it's his wife, Persephone, played by Monica Bellucci, who looks stunning in the film. Stunning. The setting is the club, right? The nightclub, Club Hell. I love how it looks. It looks really interesting. It's well shot. I really enjoy the visuals in these scenes. Intense fight scene with the Morvigians, guards against Morpheus and Trinity and Seraph, which I thought was dope. No Neo involvement. It was like seeing them having to hold it down and fight on their own. I like Morpheus and Trinity together. They confront the Merovingian, and Persephone helps negotiate Neo's release in exchange for the Keymaker's sacrifice. So they bargain. We get Neo's release, from the Mobile Avenue, in the real world. Neo is freed from Mobile Avenue by the Merovingian's order. Before that, I thought it was pretty dope too, Cyber, actually seeing the train man kind of like straighten Neo out there at one point, and let him know who was really running the show. Kind of beating his ass a little bit. That was pretty dope. The train man character was pretty dope. So basically, Neo's freed from Mobile Avenue by the Merovingian. He reunites with Morpheus and Trinity, wakes up from his coma, realizing his new powers now extend beyond the Matrix. Fully, knowing and confirming that he now has, they have. So I'll stop there. I'm going to go ahead and play that footage that I said I have, dubbed Fight in Club Hell. Something tells me that the Merovingian or whatever that probably swings both ways. What do you think, Cyber?
You think?
That was drinking game. Yeah, most definitely. You could tell by the voice. That was drinking game tonight, sir. You know what, sir? Obviously, as I explained earlier in the show, things are still a creative process. Maybe I did not pick the best drink words tonight. I apologize. I tried. I don't fucking know. I'm not an expert. It's tough picking drinking words. It's a learned. It's a skill you got to put work into.
Niobe.
There you go. Or you can just do like what Cyber does and just interject the words like purposely. You know what I'm saying? So, what I wanted to ask you real quick, Cyber, was any thoughts you had on that scene? And what I took from it, one of the things I loved about that scene is I love all the gunplay in the M films in general. I love the use of the guns and that they have a lot of cool ones. It's something that you don't see a lot of. That I don't anyway in films anymore. Cool guns outside of like John Wick and shit like that.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, the fight sequence there that we just showed was really well done. Great gunplay, great fighting. Trinity kicking ass as usual. Morpheus kicking ass. Really well done. Fight choreography in that sequence, and just a really solid little scene. I love the music when they get into the club. Great music. Totally music I would think I would hear in that type of club. You got the gorgeous Monica Bellucci pop up there next to the Merovingian. And of course, that guy did a great job playing that character, and just how he sees them. He's like, "Oh, look at they come here," that type of thing. It was just a really great job by that actor. He just did a great job. He was so like you hated him, but at the same time you liked him. He was just that type of character, and he did a good job of giving us a great, acting persona for giving us that type of reaction to, and hate and love him at the same time. I thought he did a great job there. But yeah, a really fun sequence. Great music. I love the music there.
Now did we not see him in the second in M2 as well?
The Matrix 2, yes, we saw him in the Matrix 2. Drake twice.
Okay, yes, I thought we did, right? Because like that's when Bellucci's character wants to kiss Neo or whatever, you know, like in exchange.
Yep.
I'd be like, if I was to negotiate with her, I'd be like, well, as long as you know, as long as we're gonna, you know, go that route, why don't we try to work out like, you know, a short BJ in exchange? You know what I'm saying? So you could really get it, you know. Can you imagine if she did the scene like, you know, with that, you know, like however it went? Like, I want to feel the passion of giving you a BJ. Like Trinity would. I want to feel it again. I want to feel the BJ passion.
Is that your Monica Bellucci impersonation, sir?
Neo, present your lightsaber.
That would be a better Star Wars film than this. That what we're getting with the acolyte.
Oh, I don't do impersonations or like voices or anything like that, whatnot. Any attempt I make even going in that direction is me going way out of my box, like way off the reservation as far as
Yeah,
like
that seemed a little too femme for you, you know.
It's not, sir. It's not. You know, I have a pretty good idea what's in my toolbox, and I don't. That's not one of my. It's not in there. I don't have that in me. But you got to give me credit because when I do try, anytime I make an attempt, I'm really pushing myself. You know what I'm saying? And like put myself out there because I know I'm not good at it. You know what I mean? So like I'm at least I'm attempting. You know,
I give you 5 gold stars, sir.
Yeah, you know, I mean, hey, we are live after all. I mean, I know we've been doing this for so long that this has become this like we're almost like we're in the M, you know, or whatever. Like it just blends right into life, but we are live. You know what I'm saying? For some people, they find this very nerve-wracking. It's very like nervous for some people to come out and do this what we do. You know that.
Sure. Yeah.
A lot of our guests come out and get nervous.
They sure do. It's not them. It's not the M or aka the Matrix people. Oh, Drake.
Can you imagine the ones that in the past, like, you know, 2 years ago, that were nervous being live, coming on now and seeing like the other night, you know, I haven't listened to view count in like, you know, over an hour, and all of a sudden looking at it's fucking like 68 people or whatever, whatnot. That would really fuck them up. They'd be really nervous then.
Totally.
By the way, folks, we appreciate all of you in the audience. I hope you're enjoying the Matrix review so far. Oh, there's a drink. Look at that, folks. You forced me to have to fucking drink, you bastard. I'm trying to shout out to you and not everything, right? And thank you for, you know, for checking us out and all that. You know, we appreciate you very much. And you went ahead and jam me up.
Well, we got to get the drinking game going at some point, sir. Just
that extra drink might be what causes me to blow a fucking 0.01 above the legal limit later tonight or some shit. They catch a Dewey. So thanks, folks. That one drop can have an impact.
Driving later tonight.
I'm not driving any fucking where. I'm not going anywhere. The fuck. I don't go anywhere after shows, especially after drinking game night. Not driving anywhere.
Sure, sir. Sure.
The 24-hour massage parlors are too far away. They've got one in Sarasota. It's 24 hours. I can't imagine what the kind of massages they do over there, sir. At the 24-hour massage parlor, they probably got Swedish, hot stone,
full body.
Oh, they've got full body, most definitely.
I mean, I know some places, you know, they have full body, but some people go and ask you for just half body. So I just, you know, throw that.
They might even have something I've never experienced it. But I've heard it's called full service. Something tells me, be a 24-hour, you know, massage parlor, that
I don't believe you've ever had full service. Sorry, I can't believe that.
No, sorry, I'm not even sure what it means. But you know,
full service people, full service.
Something tells me that the 24-hour massage parlor will have full service. just to be clear, guys. You know, there's also probably, I mean, it sounds interesting. I would like to check it out. I'll be honest with you, Cyber. You know how I feel about interesting shit. So, you know, 24-hour massage parlor, sir.
Especially with masseuses that are women.
Cyber, tell me does that sound interesting? The 24-hour massage parlor.
Did I say it wasn't interesting? I said especially because it's women.
Yes.
That are masseuses.
And it sounds very interesting to go at like 2 a.m., you know, like and shit, whatnot, and everything. Like,
especially after you've had a few drinks, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It could be some seriously interesting shit over there. Like, you know, some different massage techniques that, like, maybe you never experienced before. You never know. Anyways, something tells me that they probably always have 4 hands or nothing available, right? Being 24 hours. So you don't have to worry about that.
Maybe even 24 hands.
That's a lot of hands. So that's a lot of hands, sir. Those massage those rooms are not that big.
What would that be? That would be what? See, if you had 24 hands, how many women would that have to be on? Let's see, 2 on one person.
Sir, these Asian women are a lot of them are very small.
Well, that would be 12 women.
Yeah, but these rooms are not that big, sir. Some of them, it'd be tight.
Oh well, I just go outside.
It would, yeah, but then you would be able to participate, sir.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, just find a good bush, you know, that good stuff, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, one time when I was at the massage parlor getting a hot stone, neuro massage to work things out my back, this little Asian chick actually walked all up and down my back the whole, like, during it, whatnot, everything. I loved it. It was so awesome, right? This little short, pudgy Chinese chick.
What was she like? 3'7"?
She was probably like 4'10" or 4'9" or something like that, 4'11", and it was awesome. I loved it. Just like how she was just like crawling and walking right up and down my back and shit. Why she was massaging me and everything and whatnot. You know, it was cool. I dug it. I really did. You know, that spidery shit and whatnot is kind of a turn on for me. I like that shit. Anyways, folks, we would advise you to consider checking out the 24-hour massage parlor. And, you know, I don't know. Again, I'm not sure what this full service stuff is all about. Maybe there's something in the Matrix. Oh, fuck, that's a drink. Maybe there's something in M3 about it, like they're on the film, like that. You know, I'll have a better idea. But I've heard it's good. You should look for that to happen. I'm telling you, Cyber, nothing like the Massage Parlor Diaries, baby. As a nice interlude during the shows, you know. Massage Parlor Diaries.
You need a little screen thing to pop up when you say that, like, and have the like sexy music in the background play. You're like, time for massage parlor story time.
I wish there's multiple times when I've gone where I wish I could have videotaped my shit, because interesting shit happens to me in life, and like, you know, it does. And I wish I could have videotaped the time I went recently where the very kind massage woman wanted to do the happy ending first and then massage me on her own. Like, I didn't say anything about it. That would have been awesome to see on video, to be able to play. Talk about some pimp shit, bro.
She just knew.
That's some pimp shit, bro. Of course she knows, bro. I'd massage you before with her. That wasn't our first massagey. She knew my full service was okay USA. Cyberneticshark, sir.
Okay, USA.
Yes, sir. I know what full service is, sir. I had full serviced her before. But the once. So, you know, that's why she went in that direction. And it doesn't have to do with my benefit.
All those out there watching, if this is a good break time for you, I should recommend go get another drink, a wonderful condiment of some sort for your snack that you're eating while you're watching this, or maybe go get us a massage. As we talk about the massage diaries.
Do you think I should have complained, Cyber? Because honestly, she didn't do that shit for me. It wasn't for my benefit. You know what I'm saying? It didn't like improve my experience. It was literally all about her just wanting to like, must have been bored and wanted to get laid. Right? That's all it was, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, I would be so upset.
No, it was cool. It was cool. I mean, I was down with it. I mean, it was a change up. I'd never done it that way before, so I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." You know, it's whatever. And I found it kind of complimentary. But then when I thought about it, I was like, "Wait a minute, that chick was as horny and bored." You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
I don't think that's a bad thing, sir. Though.
So no,
I would not complain. I would not complain, sir.
No, sir. It's a huge compliment, sir. It has to be a huge compliment. Seriously.
Well, as you just made it clear that your pimp.
Yes, sir. Obviously, my full service with her was OK USA, high quality, type full service skills. So, that swayed her decision making on how to rotate or how to, lay out the schedule of the massage that night or that day. Yes, sir. Then, of course, the first time I went, when I got my 4 hands or nothing, if I could have had that on video, sir, epic, sir.
Now, this is a Matrix Revolution review, right?
It is, sir. Yes. This you know how it is, sir. We're kind of like, we're entertainers over here at the Bleeding Edge. We're kind of like Band-Maid, how Miku during the show goes out and kind of like, rubs the crowd up to give everybody a break, change it up a little bit. We like to, we like to add a little something for our audience, just to kind of, take their minds off the review for a minute before we go back in.
I realize that.
That you like how I dropped that sexual innuendo in there? Take it out, then drop it back in.
Oh, you did that on purpose. Of course I know.
I did, sir. Yes, that was planned, folks. It was not scripted, but I planned it.
Not scripted, people. It was planned, but it was kind of unscripted at the same time.
All right, sir. Just to prove I have big enough balls to be as ballsy as Cyber. I'm gonna force us to drink, okay, while I talk about the Matrix. Holy fuck! I already did it. Bam! How about that? M3 and get back into the actual review that we're supposed to be doing professionally over here at the Bleeding Edge. So where we're at is Zion's defense. Drake. So we switch over, to Z World, baby. Okay. We come up with some interesting names, folks, to get around. Have to drink on the show. I'm telling you, you have to be good. You got to try to on the fly. You got to come up with shit. So Z World, as we're now dubbing it, is in preparation. Because they've got the Sentinels coming, and Commander Locke, Harry Lennox, right, is in charge of is running the defense. So Locke's preparing the defenses of Z World, and Mifune leads the APU Armored Personnel Unit teams, right, while Z and the other citizens prepare for the assault by setting traps and gathering weapons and, making missiles and all that kind of stuff. And there's some kind of, not all that entertaining dialogue that transpires throughout some of it. Then we get the Battle of Zion, sir. As ChatGDP put it in my outline. the battle. And the kid, Cyber's MVP, is in the show now. Okay, he's on. So it's on now. So the Sentinels breach World Z's defenses. Mifune fights valiantly, but is killed. Watching the fucking him pumping off those rounds off that unit and shit, whatnot against the Sentinels looked dope, man. The visuals were great. But is killed. The kid, Cyber's hero, steps up, replacing the actor who played young Frank Dukes in Bloodsport, taking Mifune's place and opening the gate for the Hammer ship. I love that the name of that ship, the Hammer. That's awesome. The Hammer's EMP blast disables the Sentinels, but also World Z's defenses, leaving them vulnerable, right? Like they're basically electrically dead, right? It's a really solid battle, you know. If you're the sentimental type, I guess maybe if you were catching this in the theater and, you know, the movie caught you at the right moment, you might get some emotion out of this, out of everything that goes on. I'm not a huge fan of the kid, personally. For one thing, the fact that on Wikipedia, as a character in this fucking movie, his name is the Kid. He doesn't even have a name. That is fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but that is pathetic. What the fuck is that, bro? The Kid. Come on, bro. I'm telling you right now, Cyber, they created the Danny Award for the Kid, essentially. Okay. The Danny Award was inspired originally by the Kid.
Oh, okay.
Just to be clear.
Yeah,
no,
but
just joking.
The Danny Award was inspired by The Shining, I thought, but I get where you're coming from.
It was inspired by Matthew from Born to Watch. I blame him for the. Oh, that's the House of the Dragon trailer, folks. I blame Matthew. There you go. He really did inspire me. It's his fault that I made that. I did it because of him. How it all played out like that, but something that happened between me and him, something he said or whatever, whatnot, caused me to make that. That's what happened. It is literally his responsibility. But no, we're gonna come up with the kid award, right? Because it's fucking hilarious at the end of the film when he like has his OK USA moment and everything. We'll talk about that later, but it's fucking hilarious, dude. So, sir, what are your thoughts on let's drink the Zion's defense and battle scenes with the kid?
This is one of my favorite parts of the film. Though, like I said before, those robots are so fucking awesome. And the visuals they did on them were so well done. And even 21 years later, it still looks fantastic, especially in 4K. And those machines were just so awesome. I remember seeing the trailer for this. And when I first saw one of those, I'm like, oh my God, that's going to be freaking epic. And just that battle sequence is so awesome. Watching the guys reload the guns with those machines they have, them shooting all those freaking sentinels and stuff like that was really awesome.
Then it was all old school with just like the big fucking like bullets and shit and boxes, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Whatnot, right? Shooting these big machine guns and shit, you know?
Yep, and it's like how they did the sentinels was really awesome too. Them like grouping and like becoming one giant like long tube almost, and them having to blow them all away at the same time as they're coming at them like that and stuff was just like so freaking cool. And this whole sequence is really awesome. You really do hate that they kill off the sergeant there, and because he just like kicks ass, especially right at the end there when he's doing his final battle before they swarm him. He's just like, and he's like blowing them away and shit like that. Was so cool.
His death improved the movie, and it also like inspired the kid to become like, like All-Star Kid.
All-Star Kid, huh?
Yeah. Kid version
All-Star Kid.
Kid version 4.0, sir.
Hilarious. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, you get that great scene where the kid has to go out there and reload his guns for him. The one gets jammed. He gets up there and kicks it back in, which was really dope. And you just get this great fighting sequence that was just so well constructed. And it looked so visually awesome too. And I just they can't get enough credit for how visually pleasing it was and how much they put an effort into the CGI for those scenes. Because like I said, compared to the fight sequence with Neo and Agent Smith and Reloaded, it looks so cartoony and so like weird, and it just looked like literally they let's make him look as cartoony as possible, whereas this actually looked legit badass and looked legit like sci-fi and looked like they put more detail in it. And that's another reason why I think this is a superior movie to Reloaded, is that fact that they put that much quality into that fight sequence of the Sentinels. It just was so well done. And them, seeing them blow off the EMP was really cool. We see all the Sentinels being taken out, everything getting screwed up, and all the cool, like all the technology and stuff like that. You would get to see it like all, break and have to be fixed and stuff like that. And it just was a superior, amazing action sequence in this film. I mean, I think it's even better than the action sequence on the two trucks on the giant highway in Reloaded. It just was so awesome. So well done.
They're different. They're very different scenes. Very different. You know what I'm saying? Like very different fight scenes. So it's no. I'm saying you can you can compare them if you want, but it's tough. You know what I mean? Like just the context of how they go down is very different. The on the highway scene is so fast paced. So people moving around and all that and whatnot. Whereas, the Battle of Z is more like entrenched, and like more like hardcore and guts and glory and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's go!
Which makes it a better scene.
Okay. Let's do it! Right? There you go.
Niobe.
Okay, so it's sad that you got to validate that pick as a drinking word by just flagrantly throwing it out there and whatnot and everything, because it forces us to drink.
Don't be a pussy.
I'm not a pussy, sir. I never have been. But I've owned some pussies, sir. From here and there throughout my lifetime.
You are what you eat.
Most definitely. Anyways, speaking of Journey to the Machine City, drinking word. Let's fucking drink. That's right. It'd be interesting if I was a pussy, to be honest with you, sir. But I don't know what kind of pussy I'd be, but I've never been one. Thank God. I'd hate to be one. I'd rather be an arrogant prick than be a pussy. Anyways, so Neo's decision. At this point, we get the Neo Trinity sort of team up part of the film where they're the Nebuchadnezzar going to the Machine City, and Neo decides to journey there to the Machine City to negotiate peace with the hive mind or whatever of the M's. Trinity insists on accompanying him, piloting the Logos, another fucking great ship name. The Logos. Look at that. All of them have dope ship names. They certainly didn't use the Scrabble bag against the wall technique. So we get encounter with Bane when in the Hammer ship, Neo and Trinity are attacked by Bane. During a fierce struggle, Neo is blinded by a power cable. Despite his injury, Neo uses his heightened sentences to defeat Bane. What'd you think, Cyber, of the whole like Smith possessing Bane bullshit? I didn't care for it.
I liked it, especially because in that sequence when Neo is using his heightened senses, we see Smith in like that fire look, and that was really cool. I loved that. I thought it was super cool. And I thought that it was hilarious that they had it where he ends up possessing a human, showing that he has got outer control other than the Matrix into the real world. And I thought that was kind of an interesting take on how, that technology could take over anything. And I think that was kind of like them kind of saying that, like, oh, got to be careful with technology. And we can see, like, with Agent Smith, he kind of evolved over the last 2 films, and he's able to basically take over the human body of a person. And you're just like, what? Like, how's that even possible? And
I still don't understand how that's even possible.
And, well, think of it this way. Just like how they have to be jacked into the Matrix, he's able to go through those cables and go into whatever that Matrix is jacked into. So if a person is jacked in, he can infiltrate what's jacked into that jack. Same thing kind of like with, when you poke your finger into a light socket, you get shocked by the electricity because you're hitting the electricity. Same kind of principle.
Similar, like full service.
No, different, sir. Different.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much what that was. But yeah, I think that's a great scene. I enjoyed it. I was pissed that Neo gets blinded. I was like, really? Are you kidding me? At least he didn't get killed there. I was happy for that. But I did like when he gets blinded. I was like, what the hell? How's he supposed to go on? So yeah, other than that, I thought it was a decent scene, and I enjoyed the whole Agent Smith being able to take over the human thing. That was interesting.
What about the dynamic or the relationship between Neo and Trinity? I'd written this down in my questions for the show for us, right? Individually, like besides my outline, just random questions I wanted to throw out there. I felt like the relationship and the chemistry between Neo and Trinity really added a strong element to the film's the theme and the segment of the film where overall of the film, but especially this segment of the film, right? The final segment of the film, their time together. They've been together across 3 films, and so there's like already like a connection, for the audience and the fans of the M, where like with the relationship, it's a celebrated kind of thing. But what did you think? I really felt like watching it today and last night, maybe I never noticed as much how much better than Reloaded they were together. I felt more organic.
I mean, by this point in the film, or by this point in this film, I should say, even at this film here, we have already established, that Trinity, and Neo love each other, and so by this film, their love for each other has really grown since they first fell in love in the first Matrix. So definitely that would play a great toll in this film, hiding it, giving it more of presence, with them having more screen time together, because that love is one of the main principles of why Neo is able to do and be the one, is because of the love he has for Trinity and the love that Trinity has for him. So I think that plays a really great deal into Matrix Revolution. Oh, great. And how the story progresses, because it helps give Neo the push he needs in order to do what he needs to do to save Zion. Oh shit, Drake. So, that I think was a huge catalyst, in this film, and that it did do better in this film versus the Reloaded. Because if you think about it, in Reloaded, we get to see them. They have sex for the first time. We get to see them interact quite a few throughout the film, but the thought process is more focused on doing things in the Matrix, whereas in Revolutions, they're more focused on saving the whole picture. So, and their whole picture involves their love. So I think that it's more centralized in this story, in this film versus Reloaded. So I can see why people would consider their connection in Revolutions better than Reloaded.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I have got another Matrix trailer, a short one, a teaser. I'm going to play it full service style, baby. Let's do it.
Everything that has a beginning. I see the end coming. I see the darkness spreading. I see death.
Mr. Anderson, welcome back. We missed you.
It ends tonight.
And you are all that stands in his way. If you cannot stop him tonight, then I fear that tomorrow may never come.
Okay. About as good as the other one. What are you going to say, baby? The trailers back in 23 were not, at the same level as MCU, these days, current time type trailers. Trailers these days are fucking disgusting, all of them. You could have the worst movie. It could be Morbius, but the trailer's sick.
Yeah, unfortunately, I disagree there because I have seen some great trailers of recent that I find very enjoyable, and definitely trailers have changed over the years. Most definitely, they have become a lot more telling, as I would like to call them, of what's going to be in the film. A lot of these times, they give away a lot these days, whereas then they gave away a lot less. And I think that trailers were definitely better back then. So the fact that they gave us less and they didn't show too much of what was going to be coming. So that trailer, that little teaser, I thought it was a decent little teaser that gave us just enough to get you enticed and want to go see Revolutions in theaters in November of 2003.
Most definitely, sir. So, going back to the actual film, we are at the journey to the Machine City. Now, after the whole Bane incident, we end up, with Trinity and Neo actually reaching the Machine City, right? In the Logos. It faces heavy fire from the Machine City's defenses. They manage to crash land, but Trinity is fatally injured and dies after expressing love to Neo. They also have that quick scene before that where they see the sun. Right? I was like, yeah, that was really dope. So Trinity dies. Very sad. And basically coming off that in sort of the final confrontation, we end up with Neo essentially having a dialogue with the leader or whatever, the ex machina of the M City. Neo confronts the M leader, offering to stop Smith in exchange for peace between humans and machines. Drake. Thus, as Mechana reluctantly agrees. I'll stop there, Cyber. Up until Neo goes to take on Smith. What are your thoughts on that section of the film after the death of Bane with the Machine City drink and the death of Trinity? Great character.
So this is a great sequence. It's really enjoyable. It really brings full tilt. Kind of the story finally, you know, bringing Trinity's story to an end, Bane's story to an end. Like I said, you know, seeing Bane in Neo's new vision and him like basically breaking his head off was like super cool. You know, then them battling the machines, getting their way to, you know, M City and stuff like that was really cool. The visuals are really amazing. The look of the ship, the look of the outside of the worn-torn land, all the power lines and stuff like that was really cool. And you know, them taking on the machines was really cool too as well. The, you know, them fighting them off, you know, Leo using his powers to try to destroy them, which was really cool. And I really thought that was, you know, well done. And, you know, Neo trying to do it, but at the same time having a hard time doing it. And so that was really awesome. You know, them getting to see the sun for the first time was really awesome too as well, after they get above the clouds. And that was really cool. You know, them getting to see what, you know, a sunny world would be like and how beautiful it could be. And, you know, just how they look at it. It's like, oh my God, it's like you've never seen this before. And it's like seeing something, you know, amazing for the first time. And that, I thought they both did a great job of expressing that, you know, seeing like the supposed sun for the first time. You know, them going above the clouds was really cool too. That all that visually was done so well. Great special effects there. And you know, them crashing back down through, eventually getting to the, you know, M City, and all those freaking giant like pipes, you know, basically being just all out there and them smashing into them. You're like, something bad's gonna happen with that. There's no, it's inevitable, like, you know, Agent Smith would say. And, you know, Trinity's death, you're just like so pissed. At the same time, you get the thought process behind it. You know, she almost died in the last one. You know, brought her back, but they're gonna kill her off now. It's kind of the way to push Neo to do what he needs to do. And those great words that they exchange, her expressing her thanks for him saving her so that she could give this speech and say how much she loves him and stuff like that was really done well. And you really felt like Carrie Ann Moss as Trinity and, you know, Neo, Keanu Reeves, you really had a great bond there. You could really feel like they were really two people in love. And I thought they both did a great job of bringing that to life. Give us that solid, you know, interpretation there. And you know, just a really solid, you know, scene that is, you know, very, very heart-wrenching. But at the same time, it's like, you know, if you've seen this before, usually after a few times, it kind of just becomes that sucks, you know, versus it being very emotional, like the first time if you saw it in theaters or something like that. So really great sequence, really enjoyed it. Thought, you know, what, you know, that it was all done really well, visually done really amazingly, and just a really solid portion of the film.
Okay, most definitely. Thank you, Cyber. I appreciate that. Do you want me to did you want me to go into one of your multiple personalities after for another round, or are you good?
They all disappeared for some reason.
Okay. That's cool. We should actually try to see if we can land some chick that has real multiple personalities as a guest. I'm telling you, sir, I'm still hyper like keen on wanting to like do some Howard Stern shit and like bring in some real fucking crazy fucking people on the show at some point and whatnot, just to make things interesting or whatever. You know? Be like, fuck it, see what happens.
Oh, Howard Stern.
Anyway, sir, what do you think, sir, in terms of basically we're going into the Neo versus Smith final battle, basically, right?
Yep.
The whole drink. The whole Smith assimilating the entire population of the M and all that. And then, you know, there being a dichotomy where the whole deal now is always that whenever Neo fights him, he's fighting like all these multiples of him and shit and whatnot and all that. Does that work for you? Does it work for you?
Do I like that? Are you asking?
Yeah, does it work for you? I mean, obviously it works. It's not a horrible fucking scheme or concept. What I'm saying is that honestly, for me, it becomes a little bit too much.
Yeah,
when Neo's having to fight hundreds of them and shit like that and whatnot, everything, I don't enjoy that sort of the choreography and the fight scenes like that. I don't like it.
It doesn't bother me. I enjoyed all the fight sequences he had with Smith. Thought it was kind of an interesting concept, him being able to multiply himself so many times. And, you know, him basically taking over the whole Matrix, you know, by that point. Oh, Drake. By that point, you know, he's going to beat every single person that's in the M. So him having to fight so many of him would make it seem, you know, more realistic that the person that is considered the one, who is basically the ultimate fighter, would have to take on that many people in order to be considered a proper fight. Because if it was just him and Agent Smith one-on-one, you know, FY, you know, pretty much without him having that ability like he had in the very first M, you know, basically, he was like, he dusted the floor with him. So, like, by doing that, what they did is they made Agent Smith more of a superpower to be able to take on Neo. And so that made it more interesting and more effective for him to play out.
Okay.
端からまでね、ギザ生地を回すこと以外にほぼデータがなかったんですが、ただもんじゃないですね。
結構ね、ルイズ・プリモ選手の情報って意外と少ないですよね。
少ないんですよ。SNS でね、ギザ生地を回しながら戦う姿の動画がですね、そのバズった以上の情報が入ってこないんですよね。
Yo, that kick is fucking, he really fucked him up, bro. That was like some kickboxer blood sport level fucking shit. Seriously. Could you imagine if you fought some dude and finished the fight with that? Kicking him like that, whatever, on video? Talk about fucking like, be able to like have some bragging shit, bro. You be talking to some dude, like you make a conversation, like he'll be talking shit, be like, okay, check this out, bro. What do you think about this? Bam. Nothing.
While making a pizza. While making a pizza.
Yeah. They got nothing. Oh shit, you did that? Fuck. I'm telling you right now, man. Oh, anyways. I like to see the pizza dough guy fight a kangaroo.
There you go.
Anyways, back to M3. So, the battle between Neo and Smith ends up being titanic. You know, Neo not allowing Smith to assimilate him causes a chain reaction that destroys Smith and his copies. This act resets the M and ends Smith's reign of terror. In conclusion, we have peace. The M's withdraw from Z-World. Can you imagine people who just randomly come on to our show when we're playing drinking games and we're like reviewing the M? I said it, drink. And review and like, you know, they're expecting, you know, whatever. And we're like, the Z-World M chicks You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the M's withdraw from the Z world, signaling the end of the war. The kid does his OK USA moment for Cyber.
Okay,
right? OK USA. Neo's lifeless body is carried away by the M's, hinting at his sacrifice for peace. In Rebuilding, we see the Oracle and the Architect discuss the new era of peace. Safi creates a beautiful sunrise in honor of Neo. The Oracle reveals that Neo may return someday. And then in the final scene, we see the movie end on a hopeful note with the Oracle, Sati, and Seraph watching the sunrise, symbolizing a new beginning and the potential for Neo's return at the 24-hour massage parlor on Thursday.
On Thursday. That's really important point. Really important, people. Thursday. Remember Thursday.
Could you imagine if you dialed into the Matrix with the phone and shit, whatnot, and everything, and like you activated into the massage, like you're on your back, like in the massage parlor, all of a sudden.
I mean, I don't think that would be very hard, because the M can make your dream come true. So I think that you would, that would be pretty easy. You go, I'm in a massage parlor.
Oh my god, Cyber! I'm telling you, brother, it would be so dope if we could do a Kickstarter or something, right? Where we could do our own traveling show, where we go around the country and like review and check out all the massage parlors. Massage parlor diaries, baby.
You should start a Kickstarter, sir. Just throw it up there, be like, help the MCU'S Bleeding Edge go from massage parlor to massage parlor, and do it.
Let's not even play, Cyber. I can title some shit, bro. I'm good off the cuff. That's a good title. It is. The Massage Parlor Diaries. Come on, bro. Somebody more creative than me can take that and do something with it.
I think that's already been used. I've heard the term before, but it's a good title. It's a good title.
Maybe it was a Skinemax film back in 1989.
Probably.
So what are your thoughts, sir, on the conclusion of the film?
So the conclusion of the film, is pretty climactic, especially the Smith and Neo fight sequence. Once again, visually amazing, that fight sequence. I love everything about it. The fight choreography was really well done. Hugo Weaving and Keanu did a great job of fighting each other. I thought that they had some really great moves, each of them, and their presence and how they evolved their characters from the first time we saw them to this, final climactic battle at the end of this third film. And I really enjoyed just how Smith really alters and changes throughout his existence and how he is by the end of this film. And how he really, evolves into this, supervillain that Neo has to take on. And I thought Hugo just did a great job of bringing that to life and give us a really solid fight with Keanu that just really was well constructed and well done. And I really appreciated how they kind of, basically brought it full circle. Everything has to come to an end as like the poster behind me, says everything has a beginning, has an end. And, basically they finally have come to an end that, where, Z is saved. Neo has accomplished this. He has defeated Agent Smith. He has basically almost has defeated the M's. And, has basically changed the course of what usually happens with the M, and how it keeps rebooting itself and redoing the same thing over and over again, and how, you know, there's been 5 other people prior to this Neo. And I think that, you know, how they conclude it is pretty well done. They have the Oracle say, you know, we're at an inner peace along with the architect. We have, you know, kind of a peaceful resolution. We have a new era and all that kind of stuff. And they give us this great conclusion, but with the great insight of, hey, it's possible that Neo could return. So I think they ended this film really well. I thought it was a really solid conclusion. I enjoyed it. I thought it was visually pleasing. And I think overall it was a really great ending.
Most definitely, sir. Full service all the way. You know, whether it's a happy ending at the beginning or the end, it was a totally good ending. And my thoughts, sir, on the ending are basically just that I enjoyed the Oracle architect conversation. Pretty dope, pretty cool, you know. Putting them together like that, right? As characters, having them talk and all that and everything and whatnot, knowing who they are, what they represent. I feel like at the end of the day, M3 is not my favorite Matrix film at all. Oh, drink. It has strengths that I dig. It really does. And it's still an M film. So, like, you know, I dig it. But it'll be interesting to see M4 and review that. I'll tell you that right now. Overall, as I said, I love the strong performances by Neo and Trinity, especially in that final third of the film. They really kind of carry the movie along with Smith, you know. And hats off to Hugo Weaving, bro, for putting a lot of work in and putting a lot of fucking effort in and whatnot, everything to try to kill it and do a good job as Smith. You know, you could see the detail when you watch the films of his effort that he puts in, trying to be that character and reflect what he's about. You know. So, sir, final thoughts, and let's do ratings. I'll start off. My rating. That's right. I'm gonna cut you off, sir. I'll go first. I want to go first, Cyber. Okay, you would say. I'm gonna go ahead and give the movie a nostalgic 7 out of 10. Shout out to Trinity and Neo. Morpheus had some good shit going on briefly in the beginning of the movie, and then he just faded out like Shaq during Shogun for the rest of the movie. You know, and I didn't like that very much. So besides that, yeah, I don't know. You know, interesting film. The special effects were really good. The depiction of the M City and all that, you know, the ships, all that, watching the ships fly and all that and whatnot, you know, in the real world and everything looked really great. It all was visually really, really well done. And you know, again, okay, USA, Cyber.
Okay, you think? All right. So basically, my final thoughts on the film are, you know, like I said before, this is one of my favorite of the Matrix films. I really enjoyed it. The battle sequence alone is what makes it my favorite out of all 4 of the Matrix films. Oh, drink.
Oh, hold on, I'm out of booze.
Drink, kitty, drink. All right. It's just a really freaking fantastic film. I really enjoy it. It's been a while since I had seen it, so rewatching it was really fantastic because there's a lot of great scenes I had forgotten about. And like I said, that Trinity Neo scene at the end was amazing. The fight between the machines, and the Gunners and Z is utterly fantastic, along with the Agent Smith and Neo battle. And it's just a really well done film that, it's just so good. And I thought it was visually really well done and really enjoyable. I give it a giant 10 because it's my favorite of the 4 Matrix films. It's just a really well done film. I thought it didn't get enough credit for how good it was and how much better the animation was for this film versus, Reloaded. And I just think overall, it's just a really fun film. And if you haven't seen it, highly recommend. Check it out, people.
Most definitely. Go back to 2003, since I managed to say it without saying 23, right? Michael Jordan's number. Go back to 2003, right? And go watch that bitch. Seriously. I'm the pop culture guy. Will help you time travel back, and you can go do it. It'll be dope. It'll almost be as cool as going to the 24-hour massage parlor with me and Cyber.
There you go.
All right, folks. This is the end of the show. Another Bleeding Edge style movie review in the tank. The M3. Yes, I'll take a drink. Matrix Revolutions is in the tank. We are very thankful. I appreciate everybody that checked us out live tonight. Just like we do, everyone that checks us out in audio, video form. Thank you so much, Cyber, for holding it down in the panel, bro. Being a panel of one.
You got it, dog.
You're the man, sir. Look at that. That's an awesome title. Panel of one.
The Panel of One. Coming to a theater near you.
There you go. So, pretty easy plugs tonight, folks. This is just going to be Cyber. If I can pull up his channel. I'm having some technical difficulties over here. I got some Diddy juice on my keyboard. It's fucking up my buttons and shit and whatnot. The fucking Diddy juice, bro. Shit's all slippery.
To the massage parlor.
Yeah. That fucking Diddy juice, bro. All right, Cyberneticshark, sir. Let's do plugs. The floor is yours, sir. Have that.
All right. So anyways, folks, if you enjoy me here on the panel or enjoy me when I moderate, you can definitely go check out my solo content. You can find me under Cyberneticshark on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, Patreon, pretty much anywhere. OnlyFans, where you'll find me under Poopsie Poo. And, definitely go check out my stuff. As you can see, my most recent review there is the Furiosa film that just came out a couple weeks ago. Definitely check that out. Or the If film, which was a really well done film. Definitely check that out. If you're interested in seeing what I thought was the best 10 films of the first half of 2024 have been, go check out that review too as well. I have some more stuff coming out for you, more trailer reactions, another review for you soon.
I'm intrigued by Alien Romulus, Cyber.
What?
I'm intrigued by Alien Romulus.
Oh. All right. Excellent. Good to know. You must have watched the actual first trailer.
I did, yes. I love Alien films.
Yeah. Also directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed the Evil Dead remake. So that should be interesting what he brings to that. As you can see here, my most recent under The Crow and 8mm there. If you haven't seen those films, definitely check them out. We'll be reviewing The Crow actually soon in another couple weeks or so. So keep an eye out for that on the Bleeding Edge. There's always
next Friday.
Next Friday. Yeah, definitely keep on trucking, keep on subscribing, and definitely check out my Patreon page and my OnlyFans, all that good stuff. And yeah, more stuff for you coming your way, folks. Keep on watching.
I would want to go watch or go check out Cyber's OnlyFans if he actually had one. I would want to go check it out. I would, to see what kind of interesting stuff he had going on over there. It's got to be better than the Acolyte. So, shout out to I'm just a pop culture guy who's not here. I hope you enjoyed your night off, sir. I hope it was worth it. You would have had more fun with us. That's okay. Folks, we love you out there. Thank you for everybody in our live stream audience. Y'all were great. Thanks for taking the time, spending it with me and Cyber. And at the end of the day, Cyber, sir, it's always enjoyable to tee up with you and go old school, like we're back in the day, in the beginning of the Bleeding Edge, just me and you. Handle our business, right? Let's be honest. Our most efficient, clean, with it shows are just when it's just me and you. Like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So Cyber and I work very well together. We've been doing this for a long time. So we're waiting on our first YouTube plat for so many years together as co-hosts. It's a new YouTube plat they're doing. When you spend so many years together as co-hosts, it's almost like a brotherhood, like the Brotherhood of Steel, baby. Right? So we're waiting for that plat. That's what YouTube needs to come up with. But no, folks, we love you out there. God bless you. Thank you for enjoying our M3. Oh, fuck it. I'll take a drink. I'll say it. Matrix 3 Revolutions review. Thank you for supporting the MCU'S Bleeding Edge. Thank you for supporting Cyberneticshark. I'm just a pop culture guy. We will see you on Monday. Andres and I for the House of the Dragon, episode 1, with Jermaine and his squad. Should be off the chain. Right? Next Wednesday, the Acolyte, episode 3. Could be fucking, who the fuck knows? Shit show. Goddamn, who even knows, man? You never know what's going on with the Acolyte. It's its own world. And then, like Cyber already mentioned, what I'm very excited for, the review of the original 1994 The Crow with Brandon Lee, with Tim and Seth for Middle Age Movie Reviews. Should be dope as fuck. Can't wait. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Jake, I'm here today to meet the woman of my dreams. I've been talking to this girl on the internet for a while. I've actually been trying to save some money to go see this woman.
Did you talk to her online?
I go to the library, believe it or not, to talk to this woman. I met her on MySpace, and she's a very beautiful woman. She's tall, skinny, she's redhead, very beautiful woman.
Why don't we do it this way? Because you've never met her before.
Never met her.
Well, then I'm going to ask you to leave for a few moments, and we'll want to bring her out, let the audience meet her, and then we can both observe you two meeting, which will be a nice moment in your life, okay? So if you would just
all right, thanks a lot.
Leave her. We'll have you back in a moment. Thank you. So her name is Joby. Let's bring out Joby. Hi, Joby.
Hello, Jerry.
You are you met here Brad here on the internet.
Yes, we met on MySpace.
On MySpace. And what attracted you to him?
He was cute. He seemed very nice in the message he sent me.
Yeah. And you think this could be the one?
Yes.
And
but I have a secret to tell him.
You have a secret to tell him?
Yes.
And your secret is?
I'm a man, Jerry. he says he wants to meet me, you know, he tried to get a bus ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said I'd just call the Jerry Springer show, you know, because then it'll give it more of a thrill.
Well, let's see what, you know, what his reaction is going to be. But you really care about him. This isn't just to play a trick on someone. You really want him to be okay with you. All right. Well, let's bring him out now. Okay, how about a nice hand? Let's bring him back now. Here's Brad.
How you doing? So good to meet you. It's kind of nervous on national TV, I know, but, like, I wanted to ask, like, maybe, like, you know, you could be my girlfriend.
Well, Brad, I have to tell you, I'm a man.
I'll try anything once.